Hey guys, Kent Davis here from Panama Equity Real Estate. Today we're going to talk about pre-construction in Panama. That means buying anything before it's already built. So we refer to it as preconstrucción, but that can mean anything in the planning stages or the construction stage, basically anything before it's delivered. Here's what you need to know. So first of all, let's talk money. What do developers expect as far as down payments and what could go wrong? So money, typically developers can ask for 30% down. Now, that's always negotiable, and how long it takes for them to get it is also negotiable. Obviously, as a buyer, you want to part with your money as slowly as possible in any scenario in life, right? So what you want to do is negotiate that a little bit. Typically, developers, if the project hasn't started, they'll give you a break and say, look, 10% now, and then 10% in 6 months, and then 10% a year later. It really depends on the developer, but expect to have paid about 30% down before the project is done. Most banks are financing good projects these days, depending on where you're from and depending on how much you're looking for. Typical loan to values are about 60%, meaning you might have to come up with another 10% before you get your mortgage. So what other costs are involved? Why else would you be paying a different price? Well, here's a little trick they like to put in there, and it's accepted, so get ready for it, and it's hard to negotiate. Well, I should say it depends on when you negotiate it. So it is this: the materials escalation clause, which means that I'm the developer. Hey, look, you're going to buy a property from me that's going to be ready in about 3 years. So my prices, my costs might go up. So I'm going to be able to charge you a little bit more when you get the property. As an American, when I first came down here, I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Come to find out, that is the norm. However, that can be negotiated a little bit depending on when the project is going to be completed. If the project is going to be completed in less than a year, get rid of that thing completely. Say, guys, come on. You should be able to have your costs well enough established that in 12 months' time should be about the same. Pre-buy your stuff, guys. Buy it all now. Anyway, point being, sometimes developers start a little higher. They say, oh, 7%. If my costs go up, your price will go up 7%, 6%, 5%. Based on my materials. Now they have to justify that. They have to show you the quote they got back in the day and then show you what they paid for it. And you can file a claim if they don't and not pay that. However, if the property is not going to be ready for another 2, 3, 4 years, you're going to have to include something there. You can negotiate it a little bit. It all depends. Okay, so what else? Well, you are going to be paying also for an initial capital contribution to the Homeowners Association fund, which is pretty common all around. Usually it's anywhere from 1 to 3 months worth of your Homeowners Association. Yeah, let's talk developers for a second. The good, the bad, and not so good. First projects, be careful. Guys that have been around for a long time, ask around. It's not hard to do. If they have a reputation, good or bad, you'll find out pretty quickly. A good developer who builds good projects means that in 5 to 10 years, you're not going to have to replace the elevator. You're not going to have to retile the pool. Air rights are not protected in Panama. In other words, if there is something between you and the ocean, your views might be gone one day. Be prepared for that. Negotiate accordingly. Understand what the zoning is below. If it's absolutely impossible to build anything but single family homes because the lot size is tiny, well, logic says you can't build a tower on a lot that's only big enough for a house. However, if it's a great big lot, unless there is a really plausible reason that that is guaranteed can't be built on, like mangrove, for example, then, and even then, I've seen it all here. So just be careful. What else do you need to think about pre-construction? Quality of the developer really does make a difference. Views are important. Yeah, I mean, what else? The area, if you're right next to a park, that's awesome. However, sometimes things like parks, if there's a school right next to it, get a little bit noisy because all the school kids dump into the park at midday, or sometimes on the weekends they might practice the band there, right? So noise is a factor in pre-construction that you're not necessarily going to realize if you're just looking at it on paper, right? Costs vary widely across developers. Generally, what's included? So appliances, AC, curtains, not usually included. So plan on paying for that. They're not trying to pull a fast one on you. What is included are generally, but verify, right? Trust but verify, that it's in the contract, floors, finished bathrooms, finished kitchens, and that we're talking about countertops, cabinets, all that good stuff. What else is not included? Lighting is not included in developers and generally pre-construction in Panama. I think that's the very general for you. We've got a lot more detail in the article. Always happy to answer questions. We know pre-construction. We've been doing a lot of pre-construction deals since 2007. So developers know us. We tend to get the maximum discount possible because the developers know that we bring not just one buyer, multiple buyers. So there's leverage there. Anyway, if you like what you saw, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day. Bye-bye.